Wex On, Wex Off starts right now with Jason Wexler.
Another exciting edition of a Wex On, Wex Off. Waste no time going out to the phones. Joining us now, Fox Sports Radio's Arnie Spanier. Arnie, how you doing?
What is going on, Big Jason? It's been a long time. You out there in where? Hoboken, New Jersey. I love it. What's going on, my friend?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you joining me. I said that you worked at Fox Sports Radio, and you're a legend for doing that. You're the longest-running weekend show. We know that. We know what a big deal you are. You're at Stinking Genius One on Twitter. But most importantly, Arnie, you were my former coworker. You got the Wex On, Wex Off experience. I was waiting. I've been waiting for you to call me your intern, Arnie. Did I get paid? A million. They paid me millions.
So why did you run away and not stay there? Why did you leave Vermont then? Why did you have to go back to New York?
Arnie, I told you I wasn't a hockey guy.
So what? It's beautiful up here. You're gonna learn to love hockey. You know what I mean? Just because you didn't like it at the time doesn't mean you wouldn't have grown into it.
Yeah, I'm a basketball guy. Could you still beat me in basketball, you think?
Yeah, I'm still 60 years old and I'm still shooting a three like it's nobody's business. Matter of fact, just last week I hit 5 3-pointers in a game. Finished with 15 points. How about that, big boy?
And then you turned off the PS4?
No, it wasn't that. Stop it. No, out on the court, 21 and older. You can't stop me. If you leave me open, I'm going to bury the shots. I hit 5 in one game.
Are you familiar that they require you to play defense usually in games?
I don't have to play defense. I run from the top of the key to the top of the key. That's about it.
All right, Arnie, we're gonna start with the NFL. I know you could go really with any of the teams, but I'm gonna do you a favor. We're gonna start with your Miami Dolphins, 3-1, coming off a tough loss against the Bills. But are you gonna tell me that game doesn't matter and the Dolphins are for real?
Well, I have them winning the Super Bowl and going up against the Dallas Cowboys. That's the first thing. Two, it out of something. I mean, every game is important. Every game is for real. I predicted the Dolphins to go 14-3 this year, and I knew the game at Buffalo, Philadelphia, and the neutral site game against Kansas City were the three games that are going to be tough. Though Kansas City doesn't scare me right now. No, look, it was a bad loss because the defense looked bad, but you can just still, you just move on from something like that. So they're still good enough to win the division, to be the best in the conference. They can still finish with the number 1 seed too, because their schedule's not really all that tough. Also, they've got an offense like it's nobody's business, so they just got to shore up that defense and get everybody healthy. I think they'll be fine, but yeah, it was kind of a bad loss to the Bills. There's no doubt about that.
I gotta think that if the Dolphins don't win the division, obviously it's going to be the Bills. But you got to figure one of the two teams is going to be a wild card team, definitely. But did we? And I don't think they're making a playoffs. Let me be clear. But did we finally see something out of Zach Wilson the other day for the Jets?
I mean, look, he's getting a little better. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid like Chris Collinsworth was serving everybody that he's on the cusp of going to the Hall of Fame. Though I do think that all the negativity is getting a little out of hand. What was it, Rodney Harrison who was doing an interview after the game, trying to get the guy to go to him, saying that this guy's trash and white privilege. And look, it's getting out of hand. And yeah, sure, Zach Wilson's got a lot of growing to do. There's no doubt about that. But he's getting better. He's like a C quarterback right now. Sure, could the Jets use an upgrade? Absolutely, 100%. But this is what they've made their bet in, so lay in it, and let's see what happens. You hear the rumors about Cousins and all that baloney. At the end of the day, I think they'll just go with Zach Wilson and just live or die by him and see what happens, especially if look, I don't know if this is true, but if they really do get Aaron Rodgers back in like December or January, who knows if it's not going to be too late by then, but that'd be crazy if he attempts to make a comeback like that.
I got to think maybe he'll try to push his rehab a little bit because he's, a little bit older. And, hopefully trying to get back for a playoff run. I know you can't really, accelerate a Achilles injury that much, but you got to figure that he's going to try to get back. I don't know if it's possible though.
I don't know if that's something you really want to be rushing back, and you don't want to be like the guy that says, "Hey, I made it the quickest back from that type of surgery," especially if you're the oldest too. I certainly, I guess it all depends on what the Jets are doing and how their record is, and if they're on pace to make a wild card or something like that. We'll see if their defense keeps them in it, though. They're gonna have to rely on their defense. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, no, I certainly agree with that. I want to go now to my New York Giants, maybe the worst team in the NFL. Are we seeing that last year was a fluke?
Not the easiest in the NFL. It was like a perfect storm for them. Andrew Jones, Daniel Jones was playing for. It might as well be Eddie Jones. It doesn't make a difference. was playing for a contract, and it was a little bit different then. Also, I don't think the Cowboys were strong, even though Philadelphia was probably stronger. I expected a little bit of the same, if not a little bit better, and they are just atrocious, man. Man, did you see that interception run back when Jones threw it and they were down, I think, 14-6 or something? They were down by like a score.
Arnie, I was telling my new roommate Allie, she was like wondering how they're doing, and I said, he's really not very good. It's not going well, and then it happened.
Yeah, and then the big six comes in right there, and then you knew it was never going to be a comeback. He wasn't going to lead them or anything like that. So, geez, and they're on the hook for a lot of dinero with this guy. So good luck to that in the future. We'll see how that works out for him.
And by the way, the other guy they paid can't stay on the field either.
Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was just for 1 year. They're not in the hooks for him like they are with Jones, though. Jones, I guess you could really walk away from him. So, geez, I don't know how much it would count against the cap. That seems to be the killer every time. But yeah, Saquon Barkley, you're kind of looking good now that you didn't give him a long-term contract.
Right, and the pay issue, particularly for running backs, has continued to be an issue. Jonathan Taylor for the Colts returns to practice and says, "quote I'm here right now." Is it inevitable that he's going to be shipped out of town?
He probably will. There's teams that could use him. We'll see what happens. I can see Kansas City picking him up, so that would, especially since I have in my fantasy league team, so that would help me. But look at some of the guys. Look at like Dalvin Cook, that was picked up by the Jets. He's really doing nothing. Minnesota went ahead and made a trade because Madison wasn't doing much at all. So I guess teams are looking for running backs, but they're not going to pay premium. That's for sure.
Well, it's such a catch-22 because it's one of the most important positions, but it doesn't, really have long-term value. We know that the average career in the NFL is like less than 3 years, and as important as
it's not that important of a position.
I guess not, right? If you could just kind of throw anybody in there to get your, 2 to 3 yards of carry and bust 1 or 2 outside, then, you really should just be investing in your line.
Matter of fact, we don't even use running backs now for 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1. Now we just do the push. We just push them. We just do that now. So we don't even use a running back or a fullback to block or fake on that play. And most of the time, teams are going to pass than they are going to run. And yeah, you can't pick up running backs. Look where Kansas City picked up Pacheco. There's certainly diamonds in the rough as you get through the round. So it's not nearly as important as it used to be.
Yeah, it's just still interesting because it's like half of your offensive game, but again, like long term, these guys don't last.
The only time you're really worried about is when you're trying to run out the clock and you want the clock to be going, but you can keep it going. Little shuffle passes and stuff like that. So there's ways to go ahead and exploit that, but it's really the only time you talk about the importance of a running back is at the end of the game.
We talk obviously about coaching. We talk about coaching obviously in every sport. I was thinking about this last night. I have a feeling I'll know your answer, and I have a feeling I'll agree with you. But In which of the four major sports do you think the coach is most important? Yeah.
Just say roll the ball out because nobody's listening to what you've got to say anyway, and they're doing what their own thing. Major League Baseball takes probably a little bit more than you think, but you don't even make the lineup sometimes if you're the manager. Sometimes the GM makes it based on analytics and stuff like that. So, and the moves are made, all based on percentages and what the best matchup is. So, baseball is all computerized in that situation. And hockey, I don't know what the hell does a hockey coach do anyway, other than stand by the bench with a good suit and tie on and look mean. So, I'd have to say football, no doubt about that.
Yeah, the hockey coaches, I think, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you only get one time out a game anyway. So you're really just, you're watching the guys shuffle in and out. You're yelling at the goalie because you just love to yell at goalies. And
stand behind the bench and you look mean. That's your job. That's what you got to do, and yell at the referee every once in a while.
I mean, we'll keep it with football. What's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
I can't tell you the names. If I've heard it, maybe I can. Though I do love the whole attention that he's getting with, for the whole going to the NFL games and stuff like that. Good for her, man. I think it's awesome. And you know what? I even though I'm not like what do they call it? Swiftie?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I think it's great, man. She looks like she's totally into it too. You know what I mean? Going to the games, cheering, getting into it.
Talking with Donna, her and Donna are tight. Yeah.
She seems like she seems like a down to earth person, to be honest with you. I know she has a mansion not far from about 5 hours from my house up in Maine. That's just absolutely gorgeous. But she's the type of person you can see just walking around here in Vermont visiting or just hanging out and chilling. I think she's fantastic. I think she's, her concerts and the money they bring in and all that stuff. I think she's fantastic.
Listen, in 2023, if Travis says, "Hey, look, I want to move to Burlington. I saw it's Church Street," do you think she's doing it?
Like I said, she's only like 5 hours from here. She's in Maine. I think you'll be okay out there. She has a gorgeous place in Maine. If you go ahead and Google it, you'll go ahead and see it's absolutely fantastic. And I know she has a place in Malibu also, but
she's a place in New York. She's got a few places.
Shocker! You get money and you buy a whole bunch of real estate. How do you like that?
Seems like something that we should be doing.
Exactly.
Arnie, your son's name is Shea, but I don't think you've ever taken him to Shea Stadium.
No, he's never been. He's never been. I've been there a bunch, but I've never taken him. Matter of fact, he's never been to Manhattan. And he's never been out to down. He's been to Connecticut, but he's never been to any of the boroughs or anything like that. So I got to take him down there when I have some time.
It's too tough. He couldn't handle Hoboken.
And I think he'd have a blast down there. I don't think he really knows what the city's all about. Maybe catching a hockey game like the Rangers or the Devils or something, or just having a blast. So, I definitely have to take him down there when we have some time.
And Arnie, I did the math the other day. I've been to 11 baseball stadiums, 10 basketball arenas. I don't hate the Knicks, but I'm a Nets fan. You know that. I'm not a Knicks fan. But still, without a doubt, Madison Square Garden is the place to be. And you probably haven't been since 1968. So
yeah, it's been a long time. I should come down. I'm not far. I have time during the week. I should pick out a Knicks game if it wasn't so expensive, and go down and just have a good time and just stay at your house. So that way I don't have to pay for a hotel. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know what? One of the new features of my house, Arnie, if I pay $250 for the night, you could stay in one of the guest apartments.
Well, if I have to pay that, I might as well get a luxury hotel then.
No, I would pay that for you. You're a big deal. It would be.
Get out joking.
Listen, it would be an honor to have you come down here to New York. I don't know. I feel like you're stuck in you're small time now. You're in Vermont. You can't make it back up in the city here with us. It's too fast paced for you. You're old.
Well, it's not that far, so I'll try to get off my couch one day and head on down there, and we'll go to a game or something like that.
All right, Arnie, we'll get you out of here on this. LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan, I'm an MJ guy, 100%, not even close. Not that LeBron is, any slouch or anything like that. I'm just an MJ guy based on age and what I've seen through the years and all the TV and stuff like that. So, yeah, give me MJ all the way.
Fox Sports Radio's Arnie Spanier and my former coworker at 1013 ESPN. Arnie, thank you so much. And your check is in the mail.
You'll pay me. I want a 1 pound of chopped liver and 12 black and white cookies.
Oh, right. Yeah.
All right, Jason, I'll meet you later.
Arnie, thank you.